Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to take a photo using light painting. So for this specific session, I had 3 different light sources. So I had 2 of the small flashlights, and then I also used my phone flash with tape that I colored red with a Sharpie to give the lights a little more dimension. You're also going to want to have a DSLR camera. Doesn't matter which kind, a Canon and Nikon, just as long as it's professional. And you're also going to want a tripod because to be able to get an effective photo, you don't want any movement. So what is light painting? Light painting is a photography style where you have one or multiple light sources moving in the frame and your shutter speed and ISO are extremely low so that it creates a long exposure shot. And there's going to be a lot of different ways to achieve this with a lot of different and fun outcomes. So you can have 1 light source or 2 or 3, whatever you feel like doing. Now, like I said before, you want to make sure that your shutter speed is extremely low. So you're going to want to set it to 30 or even as low as 10. But for this specific shot, we're going to do it at 13. Next, you want to make sure that your aperture is set to 22 and that your ISO is set to 100. This ensures that it's going to be extremely dark. Make sure your camera is set to manual and that any other light sources like overhead lights or lights from the windows are blocked. And then when it's all said and done, you'll have something like this. Now, because this photo is naturally extremely dark, there's not too much tweaking that really needs to be done with it. But you can play with the levels and basic editing tools to bring out the parts of the photo that you really want. So here, I spent time with the different levels of brightness and contrast to see what I could come up with. Because this photo is so dark on its own already, the whites really stand out, but you can play with the white and black sliders over off to the side so you can bring out just some of those lines and make them a little bit brighter than they initially were, so you can even just see a little bit more of them. And then clarity just really helps the elements of the photo become much more clear, and it really brings out some of those lines that you may not have seen before. But it also takes out some parts of the image, like those little white specks you just saw, that you may not want in there. So you kind of just play around with that slider and see what works best for you. And then we have vibrance and saturation. So that really helps bring out some of those colors in the whites and the red and gives it just a bit more dimension than that flat look that it had before. And it's great because, you have just white and black and red, but you've got all these beautiful colors that are really brought out when you play with some of those. And there are other elements that you can tinker around with as well, such as highlights and tonal curves, but I decided to keep it really simple with this photograph. And at the end of it all, you'll have a creative, unique, and vibrant light painting photo. If you like what you see and you want to see more of my work, you can visit GiannaBaldino.com and follow me on social media at Gianna Baldino Designs. Thank you for watching.